Okay. So back to the Trayvon Martin case. And so now that new information has come out that, um, largely across the country, up to and including the president, most people feel as though Trayvon was assassinated. So now, largely, the white community goes on and says he was suspended for school for marijuana. What the hell does that have to do with a teen walking home from the store at night with a iced tea and Skittles and being stalked by some creepy white guy who wants to act like a police officer? Because last I checked, town watch persons called the police and let the professionals handle real life incidents. And so now he's saying that Trayvon beat him up. And okay, so you are allowed to stalk somebody, chase them, and follow them, and every time they turn the corner, you're turning the corner with them. Okay, so let's look at this for a second. This is a teen who, it's dark outside, he's all by himself, it's raining, and he has some creepy fat white guy following him. I imagine he's scared. He's vulnerable. There's nobody there to help him. These same witnesses that say they saw him beating up George Zimmerman were not there to help him when he was scared and vulnerable and being stalked. Okay? Not just followed, but stalked. Okay, so now they're saying that he got beaten up. But even let's say for instance, let's just take that for a fact. Okay. He beat up George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman instigated that fight by following him even after the 911 dispatcher told him not to follow that boy. So how could it be self-defense when you instigated and you instigated this situation? So you got into a fight with somebody who you were stalking and following because you believed that they were doing something wrong. Who the hell are you to stop him, follow him, or ask of him what he's doing? Who died and left you in charge? Zimmerman? I mean, I would really like to know. So if you got your ass whipped by a teenager, then you take it on the chin and you walk away. You don't shoot him for a situation that you instigated and you initiated. That's all I'm trying to say. You know, I can only imagine how Trayvon felt walking home by himself. You know, he's minding his own business and he has some creep following him. And he gets into a fight with this guy because at some point George Zimmerman catches up to him, or what George is saying, that he came up to him and I guess he's on the offense at this point. And so this creepy white guy is now scared of a teen. This is what he wants me to believe. You know, but if the teen was following him, he could have just pulled out the gun and said, hey, stop, or I have a gun, or get away from me, or whatever. But you get into this big tussle with a teen and you're letting him beat you up on the ground and punching you in the face and breaking your nose. And after all this geshukta, now you want to pull out a gun and shoot him when you should have not followed him in the first place. You know, so now they want to say, oh, he smoked weed and he was suspended from school. And that has nothing to do with being stalked by a crazy white guy who thinks he's a police officer. That has nothing to do with that. And if you think it does, call me or email me, because I would like to know what business does George have to do following people and instigating a fight with them and then shooting them. You know, my heart goes out to this family. I mean, I'm watching this case every day. Every day I'm just waiting for somebody to do the right thing, because now there's witnesses saying that they saw Trayvon beat him up. Well, where was these same persons when he was stalking him? Why weren't you helping this vulnerable teenager? Where were you when he was helpless. Where were you when he needed an adult to look out for him? When he has some fat weirdo following him who, in his mind, has some psychotic belief that he's a police officer, that he's protecting his community. Last I checked, town watch persons didn't carry guns, weirdo. And if you were acting as a town watch person, you shouldn't have no gun on you. At most, maybe a flashlight. I don't know, but certainly not a gun. So I mean, come on, let's be honest here. He assassinated Trayvon, and he needs to be arrested. And I don't know why he hasn't. I mean, I'm a layperson. I'm just a teacher, like a regular person. And if I can see factually that he murdered that young boy, why can't trained law enforcement officers see that? What lens are they looking through? Because do they need my glasses, or like what can I do to help them figure that out? He killed that boy, and somebody needs to do something about it. And it needs to happen today, because you have an entire country that's hurt by this. You know, you have students that are being suspended for wearing hoodies, and strangers coast to coast from city to city protesting. You know, you have Michael Nutter protesting. You have our own president speaking of him and said his son would look like him. Those are powerful words when the president of the United States interjects himself into local law enforcement issues and local community issues. That speaks for itself. That speaks for itself, because the president doesn't talk much about local problems. But he spoke about this, and I'm speaking about this, and the world is speaking about this. So let's do something about this. Do the right thing. That boy was murdered, and he needs to have justice, and his family needs to have justice. They need to do the right thing.